Peace and riches blessings. I am Michael B. Beckwith, the host of Take Back Your Mind. Peace and blessings, and welcome to Take Back Your Mind Questions. This is an opportunity where I have the great joy to receive your connection with me through questions and do my uttermost to answer them. Thank you for writing in. Melissa writes the first one today, and she says, how do I find a place of forgiveness with someone who continues to repeat the same hurtful behavior, even after apologizing? Especially when these are deal-breaker issues for me. This person is also unwilling to rebuild trust. Every time I try to talk about trust, they become defensive and turn their back on me, saying it's just my thoughts that I need to forgive. We are currently on our second trial separation. After 17 years together, this has been a long-standing pattern, and it's taking a toll. I long for peace, but I can't find it in our current relationship. I feel like I'm losing myself in the process, and I'm struggling to know how or even if I can trust again. Right now, I'm focusing on my healing. I'm thinking you're saying it like this. Right now, I'm focusing on my healing and making my spiritual practice a priority. I would deeply appreciate any insight or guidance that you offer. First of all, thank you for writing the question. And first of all, I'm going to begin with the end here. Right now, I'm focusing on my healing and making my spiritual practice a priority. That's number one. You begin to do your introspection, your meditation, your prayer, your study, your fellowship with high-minded people, people that you want to be like, people you want to be around that are making a priority of their spiritual growth, development, and unfoldment. That's what people do here at the Agape International Spiritual Center, ultimately take classes and hang with people who are making that a priority. That's number one. Two, you said, how do I find a place of forgiveness with someone who continues to repeat the same hurtful behavior, even after apologizing, especially when these are deal-breaker issues? So there's two things here. One, you find a place of forgiveness because it has nothing to do with them. It has something to do with you releasing the toxic chemicals that your body is producing by holding on to rancor, resentment, animosity, and unforgiveness. You know how to forgive. You do so. But the major choice is this. They keep repeating the same hurtful behavior. So your next level of question is, do I want to be in a relationship with someone who has the same hurtful behavior over and over and keeps turning it back on you to forgive again? That's a question you're going to have to deal with your soul. Because if you cannot live with this same hurtful behavior and you're on your second trial separation, maybe this shouldn't be a trial separation. Maybe this should be a permanent separation. Maybe this should be a situation where the dynamic of the relationship is totally changed to one of acquaintanceship, a former relationship, a distant friendship. But if they are unwilling to build trust and unwilling to even talk about it and keep placing it back on you, they may be answering the question for you. You've been in this relationship 17 years. And if there's no change afoot, maybe the change is you. Maybe you forgive and you move on without rancor or resentment. Now, in so doing, there are 3 stages to this. One is acceptance. You accept what is. You've described the what is. as being 17 years, hurtful behavior, no responsibility. You're in a separation. That's the is. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That's what is. Second stage of that is you harvest the good. What have you learned? What have you learned? How have you grown by being in this relationship? What's changed within you? What potential is being activated or has been activated? 3, forgive everything else. 1, accept what is. 2, harvest the good. 3, forgive. I think we've covered that. So I think you're in a situation that if it is, as you've described, hurtful behavior, that's the pattern, that's the pattern, that's the pattern, and they say it's up to you to forgive, yeah, it is up to you to forgive, but you don't have to stay in that pattern. There's a life outside of that pattern. Your soul has a life for you to live that's peaceful, that has a lot of fun and joy in it, love, support, without the continued hurtful pattern. Melissa, I hope this resonates with you. These moments can be tough because oftentimes people stay in a hurtful pattern because they have developed enough coping mechanisms to deal with it, and they don't know what's outside of that. There's plenty outside of the pattern of hurt. There is. Ask your soul about it, and your soul will guide you to the next steps you need to take. Melissa, have a great life. You deserve it. Peace and blessings. We have a question here on this Take Back Your Mind questions. This one is from Darren H. He lives in New Jersey. Darren says this: I'm currently working as a long-term substitute teacher in the inner city public schools. While I deeply value the opportunity to connect with and positively influence the younger generation, the environment has proven to be quite challenging. Many of the students frequently engage in verbal conflicts, and at times they escalate into physical altercations. I've tried to create a calm and supportive environment by incorporating relaxing sounds and raising my own vibration, but the disruptions persist. Recently, I found myself yelling at a student to de-escalate a tense situation. While it did help prevent further disruption, I didn't feel good about raising my voice. I want to handle these challenges in a way that aligns with my values and brings joy and balance even in tough moments. Do you have any advice on how I may approach these challenges on a vibrational or frequency level? Is yelling appropriate in these contexts? I want to show up for my students with peace, calm, joy, even amidst the chaos. Thank you, Darren. We start at the end. I want to show up for my students with peace, calm, and joy, even amidst the chaos. That is what you hold in consciousness as you start your day. I am a beacon of peace, calm, and joy as I walk into this classroom. Secondly, what you want to begin to do, you want to train your mind to see the best and the greatest in these students. I had an individual many years ago who, remember they used to have these 3x5 cards in a little box, and he would write down the names of the students. And before he went to class, he would look at the name and he would close his eye and he would do a blessing. And he would put the most difficult students up front. So he'd begin to pray for not just the students, but pray for his ability to see the potential in the student. And then in his mind, he saw them as all A students. So he walked into the classroom. He had carried the vibration that he is teaching geniuses, and that he had prayed for each and every one of them. And he found that as the semester went on, that the climate changed, because what he was looking for, genius, what he was looking for, great students, he began to find it in them. He began to create that environment. Now, there's been a lot of tests a lot of research projects where they've shown that if a teacher actually believes she's teaching students that are on the verge of being genius, the students rise to that. Oftentimes, the students were C and D and F students, but they were told, the teachers were told, they were actually teaching near genius students. They weren't told that these students were always disruptive and never doing their homework, etc. They were told a lie. But by the end of the semester, those students began to rise into that vibration because that's what the teacher expected. And it happened in reverse as well. When they were told that the students were unruly and in fact they were great students, then that kind of class evolved. So I'm telling you, you know already that there's disruption in your class. You already know that. What I want you to begin to do, just because you asked, how do you raise your vibration, raise your frequency? Write down the names of the students. Pray to see the truth about them. Bring the hardest one first. And then as you walk into the class, say to yourself, I'm in a room full of geniuses, potential geniuses. There's so much potential here. And begin to feel that vibration. Everyone is a vibrational being, and they will telepathically begin to feel what you're seeing. And guess what? What you're looking for. What you're looking for, you're looking with. Darren, mighty blessings to you. And thank you for wanting to make a difference with our younger generation. With great teachers that inspire, that individuals get a seed planted within them. And then somewhere along the line, that seed will be watered, taken care of, and then one day grow. Maybe not in front of you, but that seed you're planting telepathically and energetically and verbally will one day grow. And I will say one last thing. Sometimes it is necessary to raise one's voice to get the attention. You see, as long as inside of there, when you're raising your voice and you need to raise your voice, you don't release the love. You maintain the love. Peace and radical blessings, Darren. Thank you for your question. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to this magnificent Take Back Your Mind question. Have a beautiful day. Peace and dynamic blessings. Many of you have written letters about how much you really appreciate the Take Back Your Mind podcast and the life questions. So appreciate those letters. Now, our particular program here, these episodes, it's powered by spiritual purpose, but it also has powerful sponsorship. The primary sponsor is Agape International Spiritual Center. So everything that goes on here, Agape is behind it. So what I want you to do, I want you to support the Take Back Your Mind podcast. Go to agapelive.com, make a donation, put a little indication that you're supporting the podcast in that donation, or text the word give to 424-321-6243. Write the word podcast so we know you're supporting this wonderful program of Take Back Your Mind. The secondary sponsor is Neutralize. This is the company that actually produces my particular supplemental line called Adaptogen. I have the super greens, I have the Elevate fermented mushrooms, and a number of other products that are emerging. Just go to Neutralize.com, find Adaptogen, and you know what? Uplift your spirit, uplift your body. Remember to share all of this with your friends and support our wonderful sponsor. Have a beautiful day. Dynamic blessings, and this is the opportunity for us to be still together. To be still and know that I am God presence that's in the midst of us. I did say that. The presence of God, which is oftentimes called the love intelligence that governs the universe, or the love, intelligence, beauty, life itself that governs everything, of which the entire cosmos was birthed from it. We are here to be still and know that that's in the midst of us. Oftentimes people have been hypnotized over the years to reach out there to the presence, where we have heard by every major spiritual path with heart that the presence is it's omnipresent, which means it's everywhere. So you don't have to reach out to it because it's right here. It's in the midst of your very life and being, because your life and being is an emanation of it. What does that mean? What does emanation mean? When you think of the sun, and there are sun beams shining from the sun, but they're connected to the sun, those are emanations of the sun. We are emanations of the presence of life itself. We're not separate, though it may appear to be that because we own a body temple, but our real life is actually an emanation from source, an emanation from the luminous presence. It's everywhere. So it's not out there, it's right here. So meditation allows us to wake up to what's already here, what's already now, what's already an emanation of the only life that there is. So what does that mean? Strain, trying to get somewhere, only prolongs the moment of sincere awakening. So we're not straining to get somewhere. We're not straining to even be enlightened. As I have taught over the years, you enter into the temple of enlightenment with the awareness you're already enlightened. You're simply allowing the dust and the grit, limited beliefs, perceptions, things that have imprinted our perceptual windows. You're simply eliminating those so that you can see clearly that all of life is right here and right now, for you, not against you. So I invite you to turn within with me for a moment. I want you to establish yourself in the awareness that in this moment you are totally unconcerned about where you have come from today. You're unconcerned about where you will be going after these precious moments. That's not where your attention is, the past nor the future. You're right here, right now. Allow yourself to be right here where your breath is. The breath is present. The inhalation, the exhalation is not in the past nor in the future. It's right here. It's right now. Now, I want you to remember that scriptural reference that says, it's closer to you than your breathing, nearer than your hands and feet. His presence is closer to you than your breath, nearer than your hands and feet. It's within, and it is your consciousness. So we stop in this moment. Continue to turn within. We notice the body's breathing, extracting oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen directly from the air around us in the body temple. Is synthesizing and circulating that air, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and others, through the body. You're invited to be still and to know this presence that's behind the activity of the extraction of what you need from the air. still and know the I am presence is in the midst of you. Now give something here. Give thanks for your life. Give thanks that you existed at all. Give thanks for everything. And just let this be. As you open your eyes in this perpetual state of thanksgiving, go forth and live your life fearlessly. Love fearlessly, give fearlessly, contribute fearlessly, sing and dance fearlessly, celebrate your life, re-enchant your imagination, and let the God times roll. Have a beautiful life. Your time is very valuable, so I want to thank you for tuning in to Take Back Your Mind. If you want to submit a life question, please do so. Email us at podcast@michaelbeckwith.com, and perhaps one day I'll be answering your question that will touch the lives of so many. If you've enjoyed the show, you might as well submit a 5-star review. You might as well tell your friends and family. Let's spread the love. Until we meet again, maintain your awareness. Take back your mind. Because when you take back your mind, you take back your life. Peace and blessings. Still